Greetings, fellow captains, and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships with the Highfound. Apologise for the bit of the delay in uploads, but things have been a little bit busy, but I'm going to try my damnedest to get back on track and start getting some content out there. This video is all about me hearing a lot of people bad-mouthing the Alaska. And well, I tend to agree. Actually, the Alaska is by far the worst cruiser in the game. It is. As a cruiser, it is absolutely terrible. But it's not really a cruiser, is it? I think that's the point. A lot of people are completely misjudging this ship and playing it completely wrong. Okay, I apologise that there's no game sound. I've done that stupid thing where I missed that cable out when plugging my SEP in, and that meant, although we've got glorious high quality gameplay footage, we've got no sound, so I might put some low-key music in the background. And this is when, up below, a Bismarck, a full health Bismarck, comes sailing right round the corner, and oof, not too bad. Not a shabby little salvo, and we've taken a salvo back from the Bismarck, and you're going to see something you'll never usually see in one of my gameplays. Here's me hitting an island, and boom, whack, straight through the front, and score a Citadel hit on the Bismarck, and scoring us 40,000 damage already. And so this is where the Alaska comes in. This is probably the worst possible situation you could get into, brawling with a Bismarck and, well, practically touching each other. Now, I do get a bit of assistance with a torpedo from that destroyer, but that wouldn't have made an ounce of difference to this encounter, because we finish him off with that salvo, we've just taken a return salvo, and we would have still had time to fire our guns again before he could do anything about it. And so we're going to skip forward because we've got two games, and this is when he realised he fucked up. And this is one of the failing points. If I was in a cruiser, if I was in a Wichita, they would have not overpenned, and that Wichita would have been left with next to nothing. Now, I'm not entirely sure what happened here. I don't know if he had oof, that hurt. I don't know if he had a boost to his confidence, because my first salvo basically did nothing but scratch his paintwood, and he was trying to focus on the ship behind me. But yeah, Wichita absolutely eaten up. 3 salvos, should have been 2. That first one with all those overpens was rather unlucky, and this is what this ship excels at, catching other cruisers by surprise and absolutely wiping them out with AP. But this is the point. It's not really a cruiser, it's a super cruiser. I look at it as essentially a lightly armoured, very fast, very agile battleship, and when you start thinking a bit more like a battleship, you tend to do a little bit better in the ship. I actually recorded these 2 games one after another, and look at that lovely little salvo on that Charles Martel. And you don't get, there's advantages to being a really fast cruiser shaped battleship, and that is when you get set on fire, they're only cruiser fires, they're not battleship fires, so you're not going to burn for an eternity, and it's not going to do massive damage. And unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to do much more in that game, because the battle timer ended at 117,000 damage. Not the greatest in the world, but we came top of our team with 2,200 base experience, and yeah, put an absolute hurting onto that Bismarck nice and early in that match. Right, okay, so we're starting again. Our next battle, we're going to watch this one in full, and as you can see, although I've got shots at the Bismarck, I'm holding my fire because I want to shoot just before I get round this corner, because I'm broadside to a Bismarck and the Yamato, and we don't particularly want to get hit by either of them. So long range salvo, off we go. Hello Mr. Yamato, eat these. And alright, only 13,000 damage, but that is a nice opener to this match. And we're going to get another salvo off. Alright, some of them are not going to hit. They went straight into the mountain. But we're tactically pushing forward because we want to go back undetected. We don't want to be spotted by a Yamato and or an Alabama for that matter. So we're going to reverse out, start turning to position ourselves to move again. There's clearly a destroyer in this cap, but we have radar, so hopefully we'll put that to good use. And unfortunately we weren't able to capitalise on that broadside Alabama then, which is a little bit of a shame. So as you can see, we're pushing out. There is a Chapayev over here. There's also, I believe, a Monarch just round this corner, and we're going to try and we originally we're going to go for the Chapayev, but then we see a Vanguard. That's the one, a broadside Vanguard. As that'll just be, it'd be rude not to take that shot as we accelerate to get ourselves straightened up, because the Alaska does have a particularly strong bow, and unfortunately, being a British battleship, we were quite unlucky there and really didn't do all that much damage. But they're focusing on our friendly cruiser, who's over hiding behind the island, which is going to give us a bit of an opportunity to capitalise. We take some shots from the Wichita there, which lightly scratch our paint and try and focus out that Targo that's keeping us spotted from the centre, because you don't really want to be spotted on that Yamato sailing the other way, so he's not really a threat. Right, he might get one gun on us, but it's Japanese. The chances of him hitting us from that range are slim to none. So we're not overly worried about him there. So you can see this Vanguard and this Chapayev have been chucking some shots in our general direction and basically doing nothing much, and boom, oof, there we go. That was a juicy hit. The super heavy armor piercing does have a way, especially close range, and if you can use your maneuverability to get in close and your speed to other battleships, you've got the advantage, which shouldn't happen in a cruiser. Any other cruiser, like that Bismarck engagement, any other cruiser, you probably would have been dead. But we're not in any other cruiser. We're in the Alaska, which is tanky as shit for a cruiser. We have a massive hit pool at 54,000, and okay, we're probably not going to catch this Chapayev sleeping. He would have seen us firing, and we're trying to get the cap, because why wouldn't you? And we're 5 minutes into this game and we've already done 100,000 damage to the enemy team. And not only that, it has all been armor piercing damage, so they could have healed back, well, 9,500 hit points. So not only have we done 1,000 damage, it's an effective 1,000 damage. This isn't fire damage that can be healed back. This is armor piercing damage. This is a hurting being actually placed on the enemy team. So we're trying to sort of position ourselves to get ourselves not shot at, because we really want to take the cap, because, well, points make prizes, and we want to get that win. So now that we have successfully taken the cap, and as you can see, we've used our heal, and yeah, so essentially we've taken, what's that, 7,000 damage. So we're gonna push forward. Unfortunately, that Chapayev is just gonna really annoy us. He's just gonna do Chapayev things and sail off into the distance and try the old squiggle away whilst humping the map border, but we have pushed him back so much he's not effective to his team anymore. And broadside Wichita, and in true fashion, everything over-penetrates the Wichita, and he gets away with being broadside to an Alaska without taking almost any damage in return. But he's made the fatal mistake of angling, and when you angle, they don't over-penetrate so much. And we spotted that Attigo, which is why we flung it into reverse, because we expected torpedoes, because we seen him sweeping around in the background, and we safely dodged them. So we have taken a lot of damage in return here, but yeah, so we've lost 30,000 hit points by the time this heal goes back on, because half of it's fire damage, so we can just heal it, it's not a problem. But we have scored 120,000 damage on the enemy team, which they're not healing back anytime soon, which is what makes this ship so good. This is a weird thing, because I've been starting a new series, and get fucked. 3 Citadel hits, devastating strike, a Targo. Unfortunately for you, you're not a Wichita and you have armour, which means you're not going to get away with sailing broadside to the Alabama like your comrade did. And we're catching that Wichita. We've put a good hurting on him, but unfortunately, doing typical cruiser things, running away. Look at this Chapayev sailing against the map border. What good is he to this team? I have effectively now, although these 2 cruisers are still alive, they're out of the match. I'm here on my own, and I've got B, and there is absolutely nothing they can do about it. And that's when the good old Vanguard decides to poke his head out and have another go. And as you can see, he hasn't healed back a massive amount of health, because everything we done was armor piercing damage. And goodbye, there he goes, 156,000 damage. And that was our... how many kills was that? Was that 4? So now, the tables have turned, well, for a second anyway. The Wichita was still spotted, but we were the ones that were undetected. So yeah, this is what I mean. You can see, like, this is not a typical cruiser playstyle. You know, I'm going in, I'm looking for the heavy armor piercing damage. I'm trying to punish the enemy team as much as I can. And just one lone cruiser, I've managed to defend the cap against multiple cruisers and a battleship. So what do we have? We had the Attigo, the Wichita, the Chapayev, the Vanguard, all gone. All from a single ship. Alright, we did have a cruiser with us originally, but that's 2 ships against 4. and we've still we've essentially sealed the enemy team's fate at this point in the game. We have all the caps. The Wichita and the Chapayev are still hiding over there towards the back of the map. We've got more ships left, and yeah, the Chapayev has turned back towards us. So we're gonna take a shot at him. We're gonna load HE, see how you guys like it. They're like cruisers, so there isn't an awful lot. I didn't want to run the risk of my armor piercing just blowing straight through them. So we're gonna check out how effective we can be with our high explosive, and that was 6,000 damage from 2 guns. Can't complain too much there. So against lightly armoured cruisers is probably the way to go. We scored, what was that, 1400. That wasn't a particularly great hit. And there we go, set him on fire. That's put us up to 172,000 damage, and our friendly Iowa finishes him off. So yeah, worst cruiser in the game by far. As a cruiser, The Alaska is absolutely terrible. So stop playing it like it's a cruiser. Play it like a battleship, like it's designed. It is a super cruiser, so it's got good guns, heavy, hard-hitting guns. It's got a lot of armor. It's got a lot of hit points. Use it, and there we go. So we finished the match with 172,000 damage, Dreadnought, Devastating Strike, high caliber, 3,000 base XP, and yeah, I'm really starting to enjoy this ship. But yeah, stop playing it like a cruiser, play it like a fast, agile battleship, and you will see you'll see significantly better results. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was worth the wait. If you haven't hit that subscribe button by now, please do, and we'll see you next time. What? I got that completely wrong. Until next time, take care.